Thank you for coming out.
Welcome, welcome. It's great to see you guys. I'm super excited to talk about Neon Mango. As you can tell, I got the merch.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off my pants next, Joey.
Wait till you see the Neon Mango Bermuda shorts. Here we go.
Yeah! Live the brand. Live the brand.
So we are definitely going to talk about Neon Mango because I'm super excited about it, and it's a great idea. Hopefully it's going to be a gangbusters for you. But I do want to get to Charlie and Ryan first, because one of the things that I think a lot of us do is when we see people as friends on screen, we just automatically assume they're friends off screen, and then we find out like years later, like, nah, I didn't like that person, or we got along, but we only talked to each other. But you guys, from what I can tell, so I'm getting verification here, you guys seem as lovely to each other as you do on the show.
I mean, the first time I met Charlie, I was just like, oh, this guy reminds me of my brother. One of my little brothers. He looks like him, he sounds like him. I was just like, oh, I guess we're friends until we're dead. Great. Yeah, we're pretty close.
Did the English accent throw you?
Say that again?
Did the English accent throw you?
No. It was a funny story that when we were shooting that show, that Charlie was working on his American accent, which now I'm told like you don't, in England they're like you don't even sound English anymore. But he had this cork that he had in his mouth to strengthen muscles in his mouth to make the American accent easier. And I was like, it was the first couple days on set, and I was like, whatever kind of process that is, I'm really intrigued.
Cork England, that's why he's
Cork.
Yeah. But you also guys are still seeing each other, right? It sounds like odd, like they're dating. But no, you guys still see each other on occasion?
I'm also moving next door to him. I went last year to his house, and so, this is really nice. And then a week later I said, I just bought a house in your neighborhood. So,
and the address is? But do you guys still do yoga together?
I haven't in a while.
Yeah. Because I was going to ask whose Sufi grind was better.
There's no better at yoga.
No, that's fine. It's like, who's got the better posture? But you guys have known each other for a long time. But then this young gentleman in the middle, VJ Kumar, you two have known each other for quite a long time. How do you know this guy?
We worked at my fledgling production company for a while, and VJ was, he was one of the strongest players that I ever met. I met this guy, and I was like, oh, this guy's got a head on his shoulders. This guy is somebody who can get anything done. So that's what we met.
I do remember that moment when I first walked in and you guys interviewed me, and I left and I called my wife and goes, dude from Remember the Titans just interviewed me. Who's a fan of Remember the Titans? I sure am. So, that was 20 years ago?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Something like that, Because between then and now, he saw me get married, he's held my children, we've been long time friends.
So I feel like Ryan, you feel like my brother, because I've seen you, we're the same age. I've been watching you since you started, and I was like, hey, that's the guy that was here in Private Ryan, and then that's the guy who did this, and then Remember the Titans, and it's like, seeing you, it's like, yeah, I've known you all my life, even though we've never really got to know each other.
There you go.
So, where did sorry, no.
Did I ever tell you that I auditioned for Remember the Titans?
No.
That never came up, huh?
No, for Sunshine?
I just remember, it was so long ago, I don't remember which character. Who played that?
Kip Pardue.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I really like Kip, but yeah, I wanted that role. It's funny. I just jogged my memory. We never spoke about that. Yeah, exactly. Fuck.
You're dead to me. Well, let's talk about Neon Mango, because I'm super excited. Before we even start, what does the name mean? Because all of a sudden, I'm thinking of radioactive fruit. I'm thinking, how does it incorporate? Is everything orange? Because I saw that you guys had your beanies yesterday, and I felt naked without one. What is Neon Mango? Who came up with the name?
If we tell you, we'd have to kill you.
I'm willing to sacrifice myself for everybody here.
As you know, the idea for this company came up first, and then, you know, we've been working on it for about, I don't know, 6 months or something, and realized we needed to come up with a name. And so you know, initially we were trying to figure out, because it's a digital platform to facilitate, you know, fan interaction, sort of a digital, you know, version of what we're doing here. And we were trying to come up with a name that sort of spoke to that. You know, we were talking about like Connect or like Connect. We were trying to think some names that might feel like it was, you know, they would explain a little bit of what we were about. And then we just decided maybe we'd go more abstract. So I had sent a long list of just interesting words, maybe like 50, 60 potential names, and then maybe like 57 was neon, and then like 58 was something else, and 59 was mango. And Ryan read down the list and went, neon mango. And VJ and I went, no fucking way. No chance. And here we are calling the company Neon Mango.
Well, at least you
Tells you something about Ryan.
No, I was looking at it, and I was like, well, I was like, try it. I was like, try it on your wife, try it people. I said, tell them nothing about the company, but say it's a digital company, and read them a bunch of names and see which one sticks. And because I was like, man, it feels like I don't know what that is. That's what we wanted.
You know, the transition point for us was just someone said, is that a type of marijuana? And I went, oh.
I think we're right.
No, but now I love it.
Dude, I gotta go down to the dispensary and get me some
Some
mango.
neon mango.
That's straight pure neon mango. So, who wants to go in and describe it? Because I can describe it for you, but I want you guys to tell me how this digital autographing works. Because it's a great idea, and it's a beautiful way to share your mementos versus just, oh, I put it on a wall, the only people can see it or come into my home.
I think you should do it in an American accent.
So basically what it is you can go to Neon Mango. Right now we have a limited roster of people signing. We're going to have musicians, athletes, actors. We hope by the end of the year to approximately 100 people. You can go onto Neon Mango if you want an autograph from me or from Ryan or whoever we have on the site. You select their page. There'll be 3 or 4 different images. Some of them still photography based, some of them movement based. You can choose which digital background you like. Then you choose the color, which the pen stroke is going to be in, the background music, and then choose the message you like. If you're getting it for your niece Amy because it's her birthday, or your husband to say happy anniversary, or whatever it might be, or for yourself, you give us a little information in the message, send it off to us. We're aiming to deliver within 7 days. I get it. If it's for me, if it's for Amy, I say, happy birthday, Amy. Hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you smile. Sending you much love. Your pal, Charlie Hunnam. I write that. I record the message. Our software puts it all together with the digital background. And then, obviously, because it's digital, authenticity, digital autograph, authenticity is like the biggest, the biggest element for us to have to satisfy. And so we've got 2-level biometric authentication. So we take a face scan initially to authenticate that it's us delivering each of these individually, and then we take a fingerprint scan to be able to send it. So that's it in a nutshell.
That's perfect. He's got that down. You got that down really good.
That's why he's the ambassador. He's quiet, and then he just launches right into it. It's very good. So I have a question. If I want Charlie, can I get American Charlie, or do I always get British Charlie?
British Charlie is extra. You got to
That's what I'm doing that day.
Yeah.
If I'm in England, you're definitely going to get English Charlie. If I'm working doing an American accent, you'll probably get American Charlie.
And so what do we get? Because we do get an autograph, but I mean, what is actually sent to us?
That's right, that's the end of the pitch. So then we send that to you within 7 days, and you get an infinitely shareable file. So you can post it to any of your social, you can use it as the screensaver on your computer, on your phone, you can send it to any of your friends, or you can have it in your gallery within Neon Mango and store it there. So you can really...
So I can post it on Instagram, I can send it out on, I don't know if it's Twitter, if it still exists, X, whatever, it's X, so formerly known as Twitter. My Facebook page, I can put it on my own personal website.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna do
whatever you want.
Craig was the greatest moderator ever.
Yeah. Probably extra for that, but...
I take it out of my paycheck. So, before I unleash the crowd on you, I know you guys come to a lot of events. It's one of the greatest things that you guys do, because Charlie, I've been seeing you at events for well over 7-8 years. Ryan, I just saw you in May, and I saw you last year. I guess we get to see each other a lot. What is it about events like this that draw you to it? Because I know why we come to see you, because it's very rare that we get to be in the same area with the people that we enjoy. What brings you to us?
It's the fans. I mean, the fact of the matter is that we are fans also. We are fans of other actors, everybody is a fan. And to be able to participate in that is that we know to be on the other side of the table, it's just a beautiful thing. It's like you were saying, is that we're piped into everyone's living room for years on end, and they know us, and the opportunity to be able to share an experience with somebody that they've had this emotional experience with us and we don't know them, to be able to share that together in person is a beautiful thing. It's why we do so many of these. And it was sort of the genesis of why we created Mango also, was this idea that whether it's economically impossible, whether somebody has social anxiety, whether somebody's disabled, or whether they're on the other side of the country, is that we wanted to do something that was a little more high-end than something like Cameo. Is we wanted to present something that was meaningful and emotional and be able to connect with our fans. So that's what it's all about. Is when we were when we were putting together the company, is originally, like, I was shooting a movie up in Vancouver, and this little girl walked up to me and she goes, "Can I have your autograph?" And I go, "I'm sorry, sweetie, I don't have an 8x10 or a Sharpie." And she looked at me and she went, "What's an 8x10 and a Sharpie?" And I was like, right. And I was like, in 10 years, it's like, kids are not going to walk up with an 8x10 and a Sharpie. They're going to go, "I want you to sign my phone." So we started looking into it, and we were like, there's nobody doing this. So that was what was all born of it. And the launching of the sort of digital autographic graphs is just the beginning of the platform. There's multiple other products that we're integrating into the entire platform. That basically, if you have someone that you want to interface with that happens to be a celebrity, an athlete, or musician, that you can go to our site and not just get a digital autograph, but you can play video games with them. You can, that we're offering a litany of different products to be able to if you want to interface with a celebrity, then you can.
Yeah, I just think these events are so unique. I've never been anywhere else in the world. I mean, maybe like a music festival, but like somewhere where everybody is so happy and uncynical, and it's like a celebration of the things that people love and a celebration of community. And I just think that these are like a really uniquely positive event. And when I started coming to these, I was sort of amazed how much I was able to, in a small way, contribute to that, to add value and, go out of my way to make people smile. And, I sort of got addicted to it. It's pretty awesome to be able to like come to a place and make like a couple hundred people super happy over a course of a weekend. And that's really like the central ethos of Neon Mango, is that, all we're really trying to do is create a product that will make people smile. Like create a product that people go like, wow, that's awesome. So hopefully, hopefully we're at least halfway there.
Absolutely. Well, I'm going to hopefully make some people smile with some questions. So let's open it up to our folks. Your name?
Hi, my name is Chanel. Ryan, Charlie, huge fan. Trying not to cry right now. Total fangirl moment. My question for you is, what has been your craziest experience meeting a fan?
Craziest? Well, this was a funny one. I was at an event, and this guy walks up and he said, "I want your autograph." And I said, "All right." And I went to one of my 8x10s, and he said, "I don't want a picture." And I said, "All right, well, what would you like me to sign?" And he pulls out this receipt, and he puts this receipt on the table, and he says, "I want you to sign this." And he said, "This is a receipt from Best Buy. You want my autograph on your receipt from Best Buy?" And he said, "Yes." And I said, "All right." So I'm signing it, and I go, "Why am I signing your receipt from Best Buy?" And he said, "That episode of Sons of Anarchy where you died, I took my beer and I threw it at my TV broke my TV, and this is the receipt for the new TV that I bought. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So that was
That's pretty fantastic. I was in LA, I've told the story before, but I was in LA getting my tires changed on my bike, and it's like a pretty questionable neighborhood. So I went in, the guys had recognized me and said, we'll hook you up, it'll just be like 45 minutes, we'll change your tires out. So I just like went outside, was sort of pacing back and forth, realizing, God, this really is not a good neighborhood. And right as I was thinking that, this lowrider came by with 3 incredibly serious-looking human beings in it. They were staring at me and not smiling at all. Literally full tattooed faces, and I just thought, oh, boy. And so they're staring at me and staring at me, and slowly they start to turn the car around against traffic, 0 F's to give, just like everyone can wait. They slowly pull around, pull up onto the sidewalk, 3 doors open, 3 dudes get out, still not smiling at all, and said, we would just like to thank you. Oh, okay, for what? And they said, you keep the hood safe on Tuesday nights. That's good. That's good.
You can always tell the most dangerous gangs in LA because they disobey traffic laws.
That's true. True.
Well, we have one more. But before we get to the next question, as she gets ready, you've said that you are big fans of people. So who have you met that have made you go gaga goofy? Because I mean, it's kind of hard. Because you've worked with Denzel. Ron Perlman is one of my favorite guys. Do you still get goofy when you meet someone?
Sure, I do. But it's always for people that I adored when I was a kid. I was at a con, and when I was little, I used to love The Greatest American Hero. And I saw, yes. Why are they not making a reboot of that? And I would love to see, I would love to see Michael Cera in a comedy version of The Greatest American Hero. That's my dream. But I was like, and William Katt was there, who was the lead in The Greatest American Hero, and I saw him and I was like, oh my God, there he is. And I was in the green room and he was there eating and saw me staring at him, and I was like, oh my God. And my wife was like, you should go say hi. And I was like, okay, go say hi. And then he saw me and walked over and he was like, hey, oh, I love that show you're on. And I was like, oh, thank you. Oh my God, I can't believe you touched me. And yeah, so he was welcome.
Charlie?
I'm a huge UFC fan, so I occasionally go to the fighting Vegas and stuff, and whenever I meet one of those fighters, like I met the Diaz brothers, and I was literally like a 12-year-old girl at a Justin Bieber concert. I literally, my hands started shaking like this, and he noticed, he looked, and he sort of like shook my hand like, what a dog.
Yeah, because you're like, they don't have stuntmen. They actually do this stuff.
Yeah, it's true.
We have a lovely lady.
Hi, how are you guys? So my question is for Charlie. The girl didn't go to the disco with you. Does she know who you are now? Have you talked to her?
Yeah, I feel a bit bad about all of that. I really put her on blast. There's a TV show called The Graham Norton Show in England, and he's like a real rascal, that dude. He loves to cause trouble, and so the guy that, I won't say her name again because I already put her on blast again, but the guy that she went to the disco with, the school disco instead of me, was called Sebastian Olympia, and I hadn't seen Sebastian in like literally 30 years, but they brought him on to the show. They brought him out and was like, you got anything to say to this guy? And I went, I don't think so, I don't know this guy. And he said, this is Sebastian Olympia. Oh my God. This is so awkward and weird. So like, wanting us to resolve this 30-year-old beef on live television. I just gave him a hug.
It's like you're a sweetheart, Charlie. So, Vijay, we haven't had you speak up. I want to make sure you're involved in this as well.
Well, I'm just here for technical support.
Yeah, because I noticed the hum went away, so that's good. You did a great job. Besides these two, is there something that you get goofy about when you see someone?
Yeah, absolutely. Like Ryan said, everybody's a fan of something. And you know, it did take me a little bit of time to get my feet planted when I realized I was going to, build a company with these two guys.
you're not really familiar with this world. You're familiar with the, like,
I'm familiar with the tech world. I mean, and to be perfectly honest, I go to a lot of technology-centric conventions, and the life in there is
the cosmos
not as
not
crazy. Yeah, no, it's a much different spirit. So being here is just so nice. Everybody's filled with levity. Happiness is everywhere. I haven't spoken to a single person who isn't just on cloud nine for one reason or another. So it's been really great. But that said, I definitely have an inclination to, heavy metal and some of the musicians in that world. I did make a guitar once for James Hetfield, and when I handed the guitar to James Hetfield, I felt like I was going to drop it. So that was a big moment for me.
So I know we've had Alice Cooper in the past, and he's super nice. So I figured you'd be right up your alley.
Alice Cooper?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, oh, exactly.
I made one for him as well.
Nice. Question?
My question is for Charlie. You said in the past that your mom is a badass. Could you explain why she's a badass?
Well, she raised 4 boys alone, so that in of itself, I think, officially makes her a badass. But she grew up in sort of real poverty, and managed to raise 4 boys by herself, and she managed to start a little business that she's made successful over the last 15 years, and I don't know, she just is like one of those people that's just solid to the core, So she's my mom. Oh, when I got expelled from school too, she also told the headmaster to go fuck himself.
See your digital autograph voiceover. Charlie, get that.
Hi guys, my name's Bill. First of all, thanks for all the great characters, appreciate it. I noticed you guys, Charlie, you mentioned you still ride. Lion, do you still ride?
Yeah.
What's the closest call you ever had on a bike?
We were together.
Yeah, what's that story?
We were together.
You started.
I must feel, I don't know, very uncomfortable telling the story, but we were on a ride. We went up and saw a friend of ours. We were in LA. We went up and saw a friend of ours in a place called Santa Ynez, which is about 2 miles, like a 2-hour ride. So we had this great fast ride up there, just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
Had lunch, came back. We were all the way over back into LA, about to get off the freeway. So we were in the slow lane because we were literally about to get off, and there was 2 trucks, like 2 long trucks, big wheelers, semis, pinched up next to each other, so we couldn't cut through. And there was another semi next to me, so this little pocket here, and I'm riding and Ryan's riding, but we were just stuck, couldn't zip through. And all of a sudden, this car comes barreling onto the freeway, clearly, entering the freeway, clearly coming into real estate that we were already occupying. And I sort of caught it out of my peripherals, and I was like, what is happening here? So I looked again, and there was nobody in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
They were merging onto the freeway, and I dropped their phone or something, in a brand new, top of the range sedan, like an $100,000 car, coming in, leant over, they popped back up, it still didn't see me, and they were coming right in, and they were going to hit me, and I was going to go onto the truck, and it was going to be good night. So I went, okay, bam, and smacked my bike into her car so she didn't hit me, and my peg hit her front wheel, and bent all the way under the bike, and the bike came up.
Yeah.
Like this, I was riding, but this bike up ahead of me, and then it went back down, and I managed to regain balance, and tried to find my peg, and couldn't feel my foot at all. And I thought, I just lost my foot. And so about 3 seconds I was just riding, and I couldn't bring myself to look down. I looked down, my foot was still there, but the peg was gone. Alright, sweet, let's ride! But I gotta say, that happened about 2 years before we finished the show, but that must have been in the back of my mind. Because then I continued to ride as though I was in a motorcycle club. I really got into that role and took it as far as I could. And so but then as soon as we finished the show, like I got the fear of being on a bike, and I think it was because of that incident.
Well, yeah, I mean, you and I had fucking a death wish. Charlie and I were like the speed demons. Because I was living close to where Charlie lived at that point. We would ride sometimes together to work, and we were just full throttle all the time. And I remember that day, and because I was right behind him, and we were, you know, still shooting down the highway. Seeing you know, the back end of the bike coming up, and you looking at me, and I was like, oh, he's going over. And some way he found a way to bring that bar back and keep going. And then we both kind of like looked at each other, and we're like, let's get the fuck out of here. And just blazed off. And I'm sure that this woman that was in that car must have looked up and went, is that the guys from Sons of Anarchy? It was great.
Jackson, oh, you just hit my car.
Yeah. I do remember one story. So this is still my favorite story. This was early the show, when the show was big or whatever. It was Charlie and I were riding along PCH, and we were together, and we both had bandanas on our faces, and we pull up on PCH, and there's these two. Do you remember that? There were these two guys who were like, obviously brand new bikes. They were young kids, couldn't have been 19 or 20. And one had white sneaks on, a cut, and his hat on, and there was another one who had a little bit of a beard, was a little chubbier, and had, and was right next to him with his cut. And we pulled up alongside him, and these guys were like mad dogging us. We look over, and they were like, they were cosplaying pretty much, but I was like, and we look over and we're like,
You can cosplay too.
yeah, that's right. And we looked like this, and then they fucking, and then we,
There's a difference between amateur and professional cosplay.
That's right. And then some real bikers pulled up, and on they went.
There's always a bigger fish. That's right. So before I'll be a completionist, I have to ask, because it's in my nature, what are your bikes? What do you ride? Or what did you ride?
I still have a Dyna Super Glide. It's my main bike, and then I also have a Street Glide that I got from the show. And actually another bike that I got from the show too. I took a bunch of bikes from the show. In fact, they were my bikes. There was some debate about whether or not we'd be able to keep our original bikes, like the original bike that I had that was all painted up and everything. There was some debate about whether I'd be able to keep that bike, and I didn't understand the debate. I said, I don't believe there is a debate here. I got the keys and I know how to ride, so.
It already fits my bike.
Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, I got a 2017 Fat Boy, big apes on it.
Nice. Question? Yeah.
Hi, sorry, I'm on FaceTime with my mom right now, and she's currently sobbing.
What's up, Mama?
Yeah.
Your mom's a badass.
What's her name?
Her name's Mo.
Mo!
Oh yeah, she's going ballistic right now.
Can we see her?
Yeah, here.
Oh, she just hung up on me.
Oh, it just went.
Oh.
Sorry, that was rude. Anyway,
You're not in the will anymore.
you guys are gonna get me in trouble.
You vaulted to the number 1 on the wheel, and then there was immediate remove because
Yeah, so why is it not connected?
because you're in the self house.
So, okay, she's here. Her voice is here. Her camera is not on.
Okay, well let's get to the question.
Okay, anyways, our question is, what are your guys' favorite dad jokes?
Charlie's got a lot of them. I got a lot of dad jokes. Do you want me to just rattle off a couple?
Yeah.
Okay, why do lobsters not give to charity? Because they're shellfish. Why should you not play poker in the jungle? Too many cheetahs. Why can you not get headache tablets in the jungle, painkillers? Because the paracetamol. I used to be in a reggae band. I played the triangle. I ended up quitting. It was just one thing after another. Okay, I think 4's enough.
Yeah.
Holy shit, I had none. Those are fantastic.
Don't worry, Chris is backstage writing it all down right now. We'll be hearing those for years to come. So thank you.
Yeah, my kids are screwed.
Question.
So for you three, what's your favorite band or artist?
So you made guitars, so we'll start with you. You You go deep, go deep.
All right, anybody heard of In Flames? Yeah! All right, there we go. I got one hand. That's my favorite band.
It's so hard. I appreciate music in all of its forms. I really, really do. I don't know. That's a really hard question.
It is a tough one. I've been having a big love affair with Bruce Springsteen recently, so I've been listening to a lot of Bruce. I was able to go see Van Morrison was in LA. Able to secure some tickets last week, so I saw Van Morrison, but one of those two.
My wife is very upset because we're here and Rob Zombie and Alice Cooper are in Anaheim tomorrow.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was wondering, what's your favorite thing to put mustard on?
Here's where we get to
Now, finally, someone asks a sensible question. Goodness. Do you know Coleman's English mustard?
Yeah.
It's a very spicy English mustard, and you can put that on everything.
Yeah, no, I put mustard on everything. I put mustard, barbecue sauce, and jalapenos on cereal. I put it on everything. That's my jam.
All right, that's your on cereal, okay, go ahead.
Hey guys.
Usually on my t-shirt. That's where I get a lot of mustard.
So first, I just had to thank you guys for coming to Salt Lake. Huge fans. But my question to you guys is, are you guys big gamers? And if you are, what's your favorite games?
The game of life.
I'll take that. That's a good answer.
I've never been a very, very big gamer. And I did the Thor in God of War recently. I've been doing a bunch of
BAFTA nominated.
It's a blast to do. I've done a bunch of gaming cons, and when people ask if I'm a gamer, and I go no, and there's this big, I'm sorry. I was like, you lost me at Sega Genesis. I was like, I'm too old now, and I got big fingers.
They want to be validated.
Yeah.
Not a big gamer? You guys have I could imagine.
I like Texas Hold'em.
Oh, there you go. So you like real games.
Yeah.
Where there's some real stakes. BJ, you've got to be you're a tech nerd, you've got to be a gamer.
I'll probably disappoint. I left off with like NBA Jam and Zelda.
Yeah.
They still hold, huh? They still hold.
Well, I'm going to say
right.
Getting involved is being 3, it's really good. Next.
What did you all three want to be when you grew up?
Sitting on this stage.
Wow. I always wanted to be an entrepreneur. I always wanted to do my own thing.
I want to be Superman. Still do. Still always. Thanks, man. I retired. I'm fucking done. All I need was one person to fucking say it. That's all I need.
Did you have to put on the suit?
Under there.
He's got it.
Okay, first off, holy shit, you guys are really close, and it's amazing. Second, the side game. Yeah, there we go. Besides being complete badasses on TV, what kind of fun hobbies do you guys have? Or if you have any.
I've been a skydiver for 20 some odd years. I am a certified positive reinforcement dog trainer.
Oh, that's great.
Yes. I apprenticed under one of the guys who sort of brought positive reinforcement to the United States for about 4 years. And then Kundalini yoga and meditation is my jam. And I love it. I saw in Charlie's movie, I remember I texted you when I saw Last Looks.
Yeah.
Because you're doing Kundalini in the movie. And I was like, dude, that's a big deal. I was like, do you know that it's never been in a movie before? Like, you're the first person that's phenomenal. And you were like, yeah, okay. You were like, I thought it'd be a different character. I was like, it's fucking rad.
Yeah, it was somebody on set. There was a girl who was in the camera team. Because we were just improvising, and I just started doing Kundalini while, as character. And she came after the take. It was like, wow, Kundalini was almost like we had a secret together there. I don't know, I just tend to work a lot. I'm realizing now that maybe I'm misspending my life. When someone asks you what your hobbies are and you don't have any, maybe that's a problem. I'll work on it. Ask me again next year.
It's not a hot let it be known, Charlie is a magnificent writer. He hides this, it's not publicly known, but Charlie's acumen at writing is absolutely amazing. Absolutely. That's the truth. That's the truth.
Next question.
Hi. So I was just curious so I'm a teacher, and Remember the Time was one of my first favorite movies that really resonated with me. Yes. Left side, strong side. Anyway, I still show it to my students now, and they love it. 7th and 8th graders still love it. So I'm wondering for all of you guys, what's your favorite first movie, or what's one that really resonated with you as an adolescent?
Movie that resonated. Gosh. I don't know. You guys jumped in there.
Mine is E.T.
Sure.
That one stuck with me as a young kid and still sticks with me now. I still say it's my favorite movie all the time.
Yeah. Maybe this is like, what's the first movie that you remember crying at?
I cry more now than ever.
Yeah, I know. You have kids and it just happens.
Dances with Wolves.
Yeah.
First movie I remember being in was The Friday.
Yeah. Mine was The Color Purple. The Color Purple. At the end, when his her son comes back from Africa, I must have been 10 or 11. I was just like, ooh.
Yeah. I cried when you got the axe and sons.
So did I. So did I. That was gnarly. It was. People always ask me about that, but I remember watching the episode. I was like, and I was crying for my own death. It was weird. It was a weird little paradox.
There's something strange about knowing you and then seeing how your face contorted in that scene. That was kind of
Yeah. I remember my dad called me. He was like, "Yeah, you should have let me know not to watch that." And I was like, "Oh yeah, gosh." He's like, "You don't want to see your kid." All right, I'll call you back.
It was recorded months ago, so you probably forgot that that episode was coming out. So I'm trying to help you out today.
So, Charlie, with the new DC universe being built, is there a dream superhero that you'd like to play?
Could you tell me some of the superheroes?
Green Arrow is the only option.
So limited, no.
He wears green tights, right? Doesn't he? Where he's wearing spandex, let's be honest, right?
No, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm north of 40. I feel like it's hard to pull off spandex north of 40. That's a kid's game. That's a young man's game. What else does he do? Has he got any, he's got some good lines? He shoots arrows, right?
He has some good lines. He's quick.
Does he shoot green arrows? Or does he just dress in green and shoot arrows?
It's all of the above, yeah.
I should know this, but what's Green Arrow's history? What's the origin story of Green Arrow? Do we know?
He's stranded on an island for a bunch of years, and he trained there to survive and came back to rescue the city, basically.
Was he by himself?
Yeah. There's a whole
poor social skills because of that. He's been in isolation a long time, like COVID style. Came out and couldn't remember how to be a human being anymore. No, I don't know. You've not sold it to me.
You tell me, King Arthur, you tell me.
I'd go back to King Arthur. Yeah, we really messed that one up. We were going to make a load of those films, and then we lost the studio $200 million with that film, and they said, "Can we have the suits back, please?" And it's pretty. Oh, thank you. Did you go see it in the theater, though? Oh, you were the one, huh?
I'm sure you were like, "I'm still keeping the fucking soul."
I kept the soul. Yeah, I kept the soul. Right on. Thank you, brother. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. I bought some t-shirts.
Yeah.
I was wondering why you brought the backpack. Our backstage people are very trustworthy. Oh, nice catch.
All right.
They fit perfectly, I want people to know. I actually weigh 285 pounds and they're very slimming.
Gonna roll this up.
There you go. Here we go. Nice catch. Really sing it. Get caught up with the bit. Yeah, nice catch. There you go. Of course, if there's any rotator cuff injuries, please do not come back to us.
You have insurance, right?
I'm not affiliated. I'm affiliated.
Shaking right now.
This will be our last question.
This is the last t-shirt.
So we're gonna
Come on, we'll give you shirts, don't worry about it.
Sorry, I'm freaking out. Okay. What's the best date you've ever taken your significant other on?
Good question.
Mine was probably when I proposed to my wife. Is that I took her to the exact spot where we had our first date, and it was on our anniversary. But I brought her there, and I had flown out her entire family from the East Coast. And it was on an equinox, and everybody was dressed in white. I don't know why, but I asked them all to dress in white. So they all dressed in white. They all had a rose. And I brought her, it was on the bluffs in the Pacific Palisades Beach Park. And I brought her there and I proposed to her, and she said yes. And then turned around, and her whole family was there, and she was like, "Oh my God!" And then we went and had and did her. So that was fun.
I don't think I'm gonna answer after that. I'm realizing I gotta strengthen my game here. I need to hobby and romance apparently. Two things I need to find this week. Well done, Ryan.
Unfortunately, we're out of time, but I want to know you have a beautiful booth down on the floor. You're here today and tomorrow. Make sure that you go to neonmango.com because they're doing a virtual queue and they're doing a physical queue down there that you can set up. And
yeah, but come see us in the physical. Come say hello.
Absolutely.
We'll be there all day today, all day tomorrow. The Neon Mango booth.
And then if we can, since everybody's here, I'd like to get a little video of Charlie and I and Fiji will stand up here, and we'll just have everybody say, "Welcome to Neon Mango." Sound good?
I didn't know we were doing this. I feel nervous all of a sudden.
yeah, stand. You're gonna scream real loud.
Stand up and turn your flashlights on. Turn your flashlights on your phone. That'll look really cool for it. Yeah, turn your flashlights. Count to three, guys say welcome to Neon Mango. Ready? 1, 2, 3.